everyone, Jessie by Builds here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be asking AI to design a house for me, and I wanted to incorporate the new glass walls that we had in the base game update. So this is the image that ChatGPT created for me, and as you can see, it's got glass walls around and there's a sort of wooden box coming out the side, so we're going to try and recreate this. And there is also a pool, so I'm assuming this would be the back. So I then asked if ChatGPT could create the front for me, and this is what it gave us for the front of the house. So we'll jump straight in and I will show you the new glass that we had with the recent update. Okay, so here we have the 6 new glass walls that are available to build with. So we've got this one here, which is like 1 tile wide, and then we've got this really nice iron sort of swirly pattern here. I think will be really good for a greenhouse. And then we've got a 2 tile wide swatch here as well. And then we've got the clear glass, which I love the light shining off that. I think that's really nice. And then we've got the sort of diamond shape here and a hexagon shape as well. So we will start by deleting all of these and do the basic shape of our house. So I'm going to pop up on screen here the images that AI have created, and then we're just going to sort of try and duplicate those. As you can see, I've tried my best to sort of get the same shape. So we've got the back here with the sort of bump out coming out, and then I am going to use the shortest half wall tool here. I'm just going to sort of map out where I want one of the roofs to go. I do change the shape slightly in a minute because I realised that the L shape is the other way around and the wooden box is at the front. But if you raise the platform on that one there, it sort of adds a roof shape to it. So it's sort of, instead of adding a roof, it kind of adds layers to it there. So as you can see, I've sort of changed the shape. And then I'm going to go for the wooden swatch here from Horse Ranch, just because I think that's the closest to the image that we've got. And then having a look at the glass panels here for the wall paint, I thought this one here was a little bit big as the image ones are a lot smaller. So we're going to go with the single one here with the sort of black swatch. And then I'm just going to pull out a bit of the wall here because in the image the window sort of has a bit of an edge to it. And then I'm going to use some wooden floor planks here for the roof, just to sort of match the wood as well as I possibly can, and just sort of change the orientation here so it matches. And then because I can't see the roof in the images, I'm just going to add some stone to sort of break up the colours a little bit. And then now we're going to add the bump out here where the front door is going to be. So I'm just going to sort of push that back one by adding some walls, and then I'm going to add some stairs as well here and just raise that up on a platform so you've got the extra stepway in there. And then I'm going to find the right front door. So I think I'm going to use this one here from Businesses and Hobbies, just because it adds that extra bit of space on the side. So as you can see there in the image, that matches. And then we'll use these eco lifestyle windows at the front, as there's 4 of those. And then these ones here, which are just from the base game, just to try and match it as close as I possibly can. And now we're going to do some terraforming outside. So using the terrain paint, I'm just going to duplicate the image by adding some dirt on the floor here, and then we're going to add some greenery, and then I am probably going to cut this part out just because it takes a long time. I don't think people realize how long it takes to do the terraforming and stuff outside, because it's quite a long process. But here you go, you can see all the plants and stuff I've added there. And then in the image, as you can see, it's sort of enclosed by a high fence or a hedgerow. So I'm just going to add some hedges either side here, and then also add some trees to try and make it look as close to the image as possible. So I think the trees here that I'm using and sizing up and down are base game trees. So just to sort of finish off the lot, I suppose, and fill up that empty space. And then I've made the hedge come all the way around the outside, and I've added some slabs here, and then adding some more dirt and just copying the image again. I'm going to add some greenery next. So what I do is I drop some of the existing ones that I had out the front, and then I'll size them up, size them down, sort of change the rotation on them so they're not all exactly the same. And then I will jump forward, and this is the finished greenery that matches the image as best possible. And then we'll use the pool tool here and just add a basic rectangle pool. And as you can see, I'm going to add a ladder here. There isn't one in the image, but obviously the Sims will need to get in and out of the pool, so we'll put that one in there. And then I'm just going to add a door here as well, just because obviously the Sims are going to need to get in and out here towards the back garden. So I thought if I find this one, I think this is Businesses and Hobbies as well, just to sort of add access there to the pool area. And then using these eco lifestyle windows again, I'm just going to raise these up so they're not completely underneath the platform there. So just use the 9 key and try and find the right place for those. And then in the back area here, I have just created a little sort of outdoor seating area because I don't have an image of this side of the house, so I kind of made it up, and I thought we need somewhere to put the bins because they weren't in the images. And then yeah, I've added a barbecue, a little seating area, a hot tub, and then if I put these windows in and turn around here, so I've added some wooden panels as well on the side there. And now we're going to move inside, so I'm going to do a step down and add the stairs. The reason I've done a step down is obviously because I raised up the rest of the building on a platform when I added the front door, so I thought if I have a step back down I can bring the platform back down again. And then put a little coat rack in here and add some hanging shelves where you can attach clothes to them. So we'll change the swatches on these, and then we'll add some clothes, and I'm going to clutter the shelves as well, just add a few boxes and things like that. And then I'm just going to change the height of this as well, so it's a bit lower down, a bit more level with the door frame there, just because I'm using medium wall height. I think it's medium wall height, I can't remember, but it just looked a bit high up, so I thought I'd bring them down. And working on the floor, I think I'm going to go for this one, which is businesses and hobbies. And then I'm also going to use this desk here, which is Dream Home Decorator, I think, because it comes in a nice wooden swatch that sort of matches the businesses and hobbies vibe that I've got, because I think the stairs are businesses and hobbies as well. And then we'll just add a computer here and then clutter the desk up a little bit. We'll put these globetrotting suitcases underneath the stairs here, and then we'll use these curtains on the window here. These are great because you can just copy the curtain mount around, and then as you can see you can just fill like a whole space with them, and then you don't have to have curtains on every single window. It almost gives the illusion that it'll be pulled all the way around. And here we have the finished kitchen. Now I actually spent over an hour trying to decide the colour scheme and everything for this kitchen, and I changed the wall patterns and stuff quite a lot. So we've gone for the emerald green life and death kitchen here because I haven't really had a chance to use it yet, and I really wanted to try it in this build, and I love the colour green. So that's the finished kitchen, and then I'm just going to put a long dining table here. I think it's a perfect place for a dining table because it's right next to the windows, you'll be able to look out on the pool and things like that, and it's just a good use of the space there. Then we'll add a plant here, a plant on top of the dining table, and then I'm going to use this rug here, which is from Get Famous, I believe. I think this one matches the colour scheme perfectly in the kitchen, so we'll go with that one for the dining area. And we'll go for this giant TV and size it down for our living room. This is from City Living. And then one of the businesses and hobbies lamps here, and the olive tree. Again, this is one of my favourite plants. This is from the new bathroom kit that we had recently. And then I'm going to use these from Spa Day. They're like little accent tables, but I'm going to push them together to make one unit. And then I'll change the colour on these, and then we'll add some clutter. And then I'm going to put some seating in the living area, and I'm just going to put a couple of these on an angle. I just think it looks better if the furniture's angled in the living room. It kind of makes it look a bit more realistic. And then using this coffee table here, I'm just going to size down another one and slot it underneath there. And then we'll use this rug here from Eco Lifestyle. Just size it down a little bit and change the colour to match our living area there. And then we've got this sort of side table here, which I'm going to put behind the sofa to kind of separate it from the living room a little bit, add some clutter. And then I'm going to pop in here a clothes rail. I know we've already got the wardrobe, but I thought it just fills the space a little bit. The same with this basket here, which has got some pillows and cushions in. And then we'll move upstairs. So I've actually turned this into a 3-bedroom property. And then I've brought the wallpaper upstairs as well, as you can see that when you're coming up the stairs, I think it just looks a bit more cohesive. And again, just using the same curtains from downstairs. And then into the bathroom, we are going to use the glass walls again, which are under the miscellaneous category if anyone was wondering where to find them. We'll just go for the clear ones this time, and we're sort of going to build a built-in shower, which I know you can do that with windows and things like that, but I think it's a little bit easier for gameplay. And then I'm just going to use a lot of the new bathroom kit in here just because I love it, and you know, I'm not bored of using it yet. So we'll go for the sink here. We'll just put a mirror up, use one of the lights in there, and then we're probably just going to add another olive tree because, as I said a minute ago, I absolutely love that one. And then into the first bedroom here, this is going to be the master bedroom, so I'm going to go for like a blue sort of colour theme in here just to try and brighten it up a bit because I've been using quite a lot of dark colours downstairs. And because this is quite a thin room, I've used these tiny little furniture items here so you can still access the bed as well if you're playing in this one. And then at the end of the room here, I'm just going to put a dresser. here. I'll keep it in this swatch to sort of match the other colour scheme that we've got going on in this room. And then we'll slide in this cottage living plant just behind the mirror here, so the mirror's not just freestanding in the middle of the room. And then we'll clutter this up a little bit, change the swatches on those to something a bit more neutral. And then I'm going to pop an ottoman at the end of the bed. That one was from Island Living. And then some of these Dream Home Decorator pictures on the wall here, just the ones that match the colour scheme, I guess, the most. I've also made the wallpaper a bit more blue, just so it wasn't white. And we'll pop this rug in here. This is the Everything Must Go rug, I believe. And then on a whim, I've decided to turn this into a toddler's room. So we're going to go for like a pinky purple colour scheme in here and just add a load of toddler items. I'm going to slide in one of these clothing rails and just move this over a little bit. And then it's not in the wall so much. And then we'll add the toddler clothes. So I'm going to size down some shoes so they look smaller. And then using these wall decals. Now, I think these are actually for a bathroom, but I think that they're just so cute and I don't really use decals very often. So I thought we'll just put them up in the kids' room. I think they look really cute and they suit the colour scheme. And then we'll pop some decor on the walls here. I love the cupcake artwork, especially in like little girly bedrooms. I think that they really suit the vibes. So we'll put that in there. And then finally, we are going to move on to the final room, which is the teen room. So I'm going to pop in some furniture here and go for like a darker colour scheme again, as the other two rooms were quite bright, and the bathroom as well. So we'll go for a nice dark purple in here and make it a bit moody. I sort of decided when building this that this was going to turn into an artist's bedroom. So we've got like a desk. We're going to have like loads of clutter, because it's quite a small space, so you'll see as it goes on how cluttered it ends up becoming. We'll put this desk here with a proper gaming chair, these businesses and hobbies fairy lights on the wall, and then of course we've got to have the neon heart in here somewhere, so I'm gonna size that down and just put it above the door as you enter. And then so this is the moment I decided that this team was going to be an artist. So I'm just going to start just putting loads and loads of collages and things up on the wall. And then we'll pop one of these storage units here. And then again, we'll put some clutter on top, maybe a plant hanging over the top here. And then we'll add this mirror here from the Modern Luxe kit, I believe it is. And then we'll put an easel here, some cushions on the floor, so our team's got somewhere to sit. We'll go for a darker easel as well, just to sort of suit the moody vibe. And then I'm just going to add loads of like what looks like loads of artwork and like half finished paintings and things up here. And then we'll pop in this rug here, which is also from the Modern Luxe kit, I believe. And just to finish off, we'll pop some artwork up in the hallway here, because I hadn't really spent much time on that room. There we go. That is our finished house that AI has created for us. Obviously the indoors was just me having a go at building, but we've got the outdoor space here, we've got the little area that I added myself, and then we'll come through the back door here and we have got the dining room, open plan kitchen. I think in the end I really like the way this turned out, but as I said, I did struggle with the colours in the kitchen after a while. Then we've got the living area over here as you walk in. And then over here we've just got the little office space with a walk-in wardrobe. And then we will make our way upstairs into the bathroom. So we've got the modern bathroom in here. I think there's definitely sort of a modern theme going on throughout this house. And we've got the glass shower here with the new glass walls. And then moving on to the kids' room here, it's bright and colourful. We've got the cloud light, we've got loads of toys, it's really pink. And then the master bedroom in here, the nice blue and yellow. It's pretty simple, but you know, everything fits and it gets the job done. And then we've got our nice dark moody teen room here with all the purple walls and the artwork. And yeah, that's our AI house. And I think that it kind of looks like the picture that we were provided. I think as far as a replica goes, you can tell that it's definitely the same building, and obviously AI is a bit difficult because it's never perfect, so like it didn't quite add up in the dimension side of things, but I think we did a pretty good job. But again, if anyone wants to see any more challenges in the future or different builds, etc., don't forget to comment below and do subscribe. It would mean a lot to me as a new channel. I have been Jessie Bear Builds, and thank you for watching my video. I'll see you in the next one.